Hi, my name is Abby McKee, and today I will be talking about student voice in the classroom. After watching this video today, you will learn why educators should incorporate student voice into their classroom. Students deserve to be heard and listened to by their teachers. I will also give suggestions on how to do this and what it could look like in your classroom. In an article published by Mary Davenport, the equity issue for students not having a voice is causing them to feel like they have no power with their own educational plan. Educators are just throwing questions and making decisions for them and not allowing them to share their thoughts, their opinions, or their beliefs about how they should be taught. When teachers think about student voice, the ethical dilemma can go both sides. Teachers sometimes feel like it's good to have student voice versus it's not good to have student voice. Students feel like their power is being taken away. When I began my research about student voice, something that I began to reflect on was that teachers sometimes think that having all the control is a form of classroom management, and that if they have control, that students will participate. And that is the exact opposite after what I've learned. According to Ali Kahaba, we're living in a different world today, and education needs to evolve with it and not stay the same. She provides two perspectives about how students feel like they're being tested and graded at all times, and they also live in a world that they have no control over. My connection that I made to the Model Code of Ethics of Educators was from the Principle 3, Responsibility for Students. I feel like educators need to create an environment where students feel respected and they can help students interact with other students to create a positive atmosphere for the classroom. An article that was written by Joseph Keene states that if educators begin to focus on student voice, there will be an increase in academic achievement in all students. Students will be more engaged in their own learning, and there will be an increase of positive community and classroom climate. On the contrary, when thinking about student voice, Eve Mays has a dilemma that incorporates student voice in the younger students. You begin to be at a crossroad on if you incorporate student voice into the younger classrooms or not because of the responsibility that it could take a toll on them. In my teaching practices, something that I believe is students should have a voice. Teachers should view teaching as a partnership of learning. Teachers and students should be viewed as equals at times. Students should be able to share their thoughts and feelings about how they want to be taught and learned. Heather Wapple Garwin stated that teachers may disagree with student voice because their opinions could be different and conflicts could arise, and this could lead to an uncomfortable conversation between students or parents and teachers. Something that I want you to call to your attention is I want you to begin to think about having an open mindset to try to incorporate student voice into your classroom. And it is okay to have those uncomfortable conversations as we've learned through this course. But it's not okay to just automatically think that, oh, you don't have to incorporate student voice into your classroom. On this slide, I've provided a resource for kindergarten through 8th grade teachers that is activities for students and teachers to do together or by themselves. It's different ways to incorporate student voice and allow the students to explore in their own thinking and reflect on how you are teaching. This book, Student Voice, is focused more on the upper elementary to middle school or even high school level. And it's a book about ways to make students feel welcome and included in their classroom. Another take on it is ways to have students have leadership roles in the classroom and how it could look, or how to start setting up those systems in place. From Enriching Students website, they offer different perspectives on why it's important to incorporate student voice. One way is to build confidence in students, and another way is that students are giving choice, gives them opportunities to take the lead on their own education. One way that I thought that you could incorporate student voice into your classroom going into this next school year is to have project-based learning. This would allow students to have creative ways to display their learning through different sorts of projects instead of just writing a paper or completing an assignment for you. Beth Fanolful offers steps to include student voice. One way is to have a daily meeting to allow students to reflect on the day and share their thoughts on how the day went or what could have gone better. Also, to have a plan of ways to incorporate students and to share their voice. As one educator to the next, student voice should matter to you because you want your students to engage in the learning and you want to create a lifelong learning opportunity for your students in your classroom. When you incorporate student voice, you are preparing them for life after school or to a future career or furthering their schooling. A connection I made with my topic to what we've learned in this course this summer is that you need to be present in a conversation. I take this from the video that we watched at the beginning of the course titled How to Have a Better Conversation. Teachers need to be listening to their students and being present with them. Finally, the impact of student voice, either in the classroom, in a gym room, in a pull-out classroom in special education, student voice can contribute to their school community. It gives young learners a sense of belonging, develops self esteem, and can lead to more respectful conversations and relationships students will have throughout school.